I'm your host, BRL Blue Flag, alongside me, Pogs.
I'm still here, and Blue Flag is still
He is
here.
still here.
So for the 3 people that want to come back, we are here, and we are here to help you.
Yes. Sorry about the technical difficulties, everybody. There was an issue with the F1 game where I think I'd say 6 drivers were having technical difficulties. The lobby wasn't set up, so now we are back, and we will be racing. We're going to go straight into qualifying. We have Ham Newton on pole. So really good result for him, especially Sparky, who qualified in P4. So really good result from him as well.
I'm glad you have all the information because I have none of it. And
I had to set up the lobby, so I know the entire grid. Mean Furnace here now. He's going to be starting last place after missing qualifying. So glad that we have him back. The usual suspects: Hugo, Jared, Maverick, who made a return replacing Trace Me's position. We also have Chandler and Ham. But yeah, we do apologize for the extended wait on the live show. We hope you guys still come out and watch us, still have a great time with us, and hopefully we can have an enjoyable race here today.
Uh-oh, we did it. We have 2 viewers that are probably us.
Yes! I'm not even
let's
watching
go.
it yet.
Yeah,
I'm about to make it 3.
Anybody that does do the playback, we definitely do apologize. Definitely the Xbox and F1 issues, whichever end it is unfortunate, but we are here.
And we have 25 seconds until the formation lap starts, so we are getting close to race time at the Singapore Grand Prix. We hope you guys are excited as much as we are, and you can see the count viewers continuing to rise with 4 viewers. So hello everybody, if you're tuning in now. This is BRL Split 1 at Singapore. Take 2, as we should say. We do apologize for the earlier technical difficulties, but hopefully now everything's going to be golden. And I hear engine sounds, so yes it is.
We're coming up in the world. Look at us go.
And we have started the formation lap. So your grid today is going to be Ham, Hugo, Jared, Sparky, Boss Cookie, Chandler, Venom, Deer Hunter, B-Dunk, Ferrari Nut, Maverick, Taylor, and Mean Fern's going to be rounding out your grid. So Ham starting on pole, and his championship rival Chandler starting in 6th. So this is looking very, very good for Ham in a possible first win of the season. But he does have some feisty Oceanic drivers behind him of the duo of Hugo and Jared. Jared winning quite a few rounds this year, and Hugo winning Hungary. So he definitely has some race winners behind him, especially with the aggressive Sparky and the charging Boss Cookie and Chandler. They're definitely going to be wanting to bring that pressure onto him early on, especially with him being on the soft compound of tires.
Yeah, so who are we? So I think we're going to be kind of worried about Ham's tires here. You got Hugo and Jared both on mediums. That should hold up pretty well. That's what a lot of the majority of runners went. We also have Sparky and Boss Cookie behind Hugo and Jared on softs. So it's going to be really interesting to see how long these folks take these tires. I think it's pretty unfortunate that Chandler ended up in P6 and not ahead of the 2 on these medium tires, because that could make a difference once these soft tires go away. So, you would think that Ham isn't necessarily in the best position on these soft tires, but having that gap between Sparky and Boss Cookie in 4th and 5th, blocking out Chandler, it could play into his favor a little bit.
Exactly, so he's going to want to hold up those mediums as long as he can, as they're getting ready to line up on the grid for round 17 of BRL Split 1 Championship at Singapore. I'm excited. Are you excited, Pogs?
I mean, I'm excited to actually be here. So let's see what happens. I'm ready.
All right, and we see the final cars rounding out the grid. Mean Fern taking his time. I remember Cheesy Train did that at China, and he got a penalty. So interesting what's going to happen with that, as he's going to get lined up on the grid as we're going to get ready for Split 1 BRL Championship at Singapore. We're waiting for the lights to go out, and here they come. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And
wow.
we're... Whoa.
Oh my gosh, what a delay. There we go.
What just happened? As we're away, and Ham's going to take the first corner. Boss Cookie's going to be making up a move.
Contact.
So is Sparky.
Contact already.
There is contact. But it looks like Chandler's down in the 7. Venom's up to 6. Jared chilling out in 5th. He lost a position to Sparky and Boss Cookie. So unfortunate start for him. As we're heading into the trickiest section, I'd say, of the course, as we're heading towards the what we call the Singapore Sling. And look at Ham, he is taken off already.
Yeah, that's great news for him. If he needs to get a substantial gap. I knew you were saying in one of the streams with him on softs, the soft runners in the top 4, they're going to have a 2-stop strategy, more than likely.
Yes, it'd definitely be a push to go into the hards. Alright, but as we're looking at our grid, it looks like DRC Jared's all over the back of Boss Cookie. He's going to want to try and get by him as quick as possible, especially since there is Boss Cookie is on the softs, and the softs are going to wear fairly quickly. And it looks like the game's a bit laggy, but I think it's going to have to make do, just considering everything we've been through today. So I do apologize if it looks a little wonky on the stream. But Sparky making it up to 3rd already on those soft compounds. We were talking about how those soft compounds are quick, but they do wear quickly. So Hugo trying to chase down Ham Noon. Ham on the softs. He's going to have to want to stretch out that gap as much as possible on Hugo, who is on the medium compound, which will last longer. So Ham will have to make an earlier pit stop than Hugo.
Yeah, Hugo being on these medium tires in front of the 2 soft runners, if you can keep that gap here for the next 4 or 5 laps, that's really going to set him up well to put him in position to win this race. So
exactly,
this is an important early stretch for Hugo. If Hugo does manage to get passed by Sparky and Cookie in the softs, I don't think it's the end of the world for him, because he would be the fastest of the medium runners. But having that gap between them to kind of hold up some cars behind him and let him just focus on Ham is probably really important.
And we're going to focus our attention onto the 3-way battle for 3rd right now. Sparky, Boss Cookie, and Jared. Jared's all over the back of that Ferrari as he takes a little detour, a little wide out of that turn. But he's going to stay on that rear of the Ferrari as he tries and keep up with those medium compound runners. And Boss Cookie looking really good so far on those soft tires.
Yeah, I imagine the folks on Hugo.
Oh, and Jared's going for a move on Boss Cookie. Boss Cookie ran wide. Can he get the run into? Can he get the move on the turn 1 done? What's Boss Cookie going to do? He's going to let him. So Jared moves up into 4th, passing Boss Cookie, who is on the softs. So that has to say something about his pace.
Yeah, and that's really important here early to get past a soft runner in lap 3. We talked a little bit about how Hugo being 2nd on the mediums was quite a big advantage. But, Jared getting past Boss Cookie and forcing Venom and Chandler behind him is going to be beneficial here for him later in the race. That will give him some pace. And Jared's running down Sparky already.
Jared's got to move on. He's got past Sparky, so that's what he needed. Now he's going to hunt down Hugo as fast as he can.
Yeah, that's... So Hugo got a little bit of early lead, a little bit of early momentum there, but Jared has quickly made up the pace, and that is really good for Jared.
Exactly, as we're going to look at, he does have a little bit of a gap to Hugo, but I think, considering knowing the pace of Jared, he's definitely going to have a go at that gap, as Hugo is actually gaining on him right now. Because I think those softs are only good for 7 to 11 laps, I think, before they really start to wear off.
Blue Flag, you're the expert here. You tell me how good these tires are. I guess we'll find out, because I guess the real experts are out on track. Obviously, I think
Hugo's he's going to go for a move into turn 1 on him. He's going to swing out to the outside. He's going to take it. He's going to take the outside. He's gotten the running too wide.
Wow. Oh, no.
Oh, and Ham loses a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, that's such a huge move for Hugo. Being able to get on the mediums out front on lap 4 is absolutely huge for him. Hopefully Ham can keep battling him a little bit. That would be beneficial to Jared. If Hugo can somehow start forming a gap, that's really going to set him up well.
Just, I'm curious if Ham's going to try and actually go for the one stop. It is definitely a stretch, as those hard tires will definitely wear out near the end of the race. But it means you can run the same strategy the guys on the mediums or on the hards. As we're looking on the rear wing of him as Jared, you can see the yellow banana boat Renault hunting him down. Yeah, and it's no surprise that these soft tires are beginning to wear. As we'll go on board with him, and you can see the shininess is gone. You can start to see the wear develop just ever so often. Oh, and he gets a little bit loose out of that turn.
Do you think these soft tires are coming off a lot sooner than you anticipated, or is this about par for course?
Well, it's no hidden secret that this track prefers the slower degradation tires, because this track is so heavy when it comes to tire wear, especially with that last 2 turns where you're taking it in 5th gear and when you're really going for it. As we have Boss Cookie who's in the pits and Sparky, so it looks like they might have come together, or they went for the early stop. And Jared gets around Ham. Sorry I didn't catch that for you folks. But yeah, Ham starting to fall back a bit, so I definitely think these soft tires are beginning to fade, so he's going to be looking at a pit stop soon. And it does look like Chandler's beginning to catch onto the back of Venom. That's what he needs to be able to try and fight for this one today. He needs to get past Ham's teammate. But I feel like Venom is going to try and hold up Chandler as much as possible, knowing that his teammate Ham has a really good shot at the win today if he can keep it clean and not have to battle.
Not only starting there in 6th, but dropping to 7th has really hurt Chandler earlier on in this race. What he needed to do is try to make a quick early move and start picking up laps on the front runners early. It will be interesting. I think if you look at the pace and you look at the way things are set up right now, Chandler should be competing for a podium in that 3rd, 4th spot. He should be competing there, but if he wanted the race win, he really needed to make it move early as he picks up the 3-second time penalty, which does hurt as well.
Yeah, and while you were talking, Boss Cookie got a 10-second time penalty. That's definitely not what he wanted.
A 10-second time penalty?
Yes, sir, a 10-second time penalty. That's not what he wanted, considering where he was at the beginning of the race, but he has made his pit stop, and so has Farina. Farina just jumped into the pits for hards and a wing change, so something happened there. It might have been a collision with Boss Cookie. Yep, and Boss Cookie's back into the pits for a 2nd time in 2 laps. And he's retiring, so Boss Cookie's out of this race.
Yeah, those guys have been battling all season long together. It always seems like there is some type of drama between Ferrari Nut and Boss Cookie. Uh, I didn't see
Oh,
the
and
back.
Maverick hits the wall.
Oh,
Maverick
no.
trying to keep up with the Red Bull of Meanfern. Oh,
Oh my
and there's
gosh!
a wow.
There's a lot of action back there
Yep,
with
and it
Taylor.
looks like Taylor tried to go move for a move on the Singapore Sling on.
Oh
Oh,
my God, they're both out.
oh no! Taylor's out. That did not. That looked intentional in my mind. He looked like he just sent it into the
Uh,
corner.
they were definitely battling quite a bit before that. I'm not quite
Yeah.
sure what happened because I know Taylor has had some internet connection tonight, so I don't know.
Oh, and oh me, Maverick just lost his wing,
And Maverick
and
is
he's retired.
out.
Maverick's out of the race.
Wow. So he
Wow.
lost 3 runners in about 30 seconds.
His Ham makes a pit stop for the medium, so he's going to go for that two-stop, the soft, medium strategy. His
Yep.
Chandler's now up to 4th, still chasing down Venom, and he has his DRS on. He's going to put it into hot lap mode, and he's going to try and make a move around the outside going into the turn. He's going to try around the outside. Can he make it stick? He's alongside. He's past him. He's going to have the inside to this corner, and there goes Chandler. He makes a move on Venom's stick, but Venom's going to have to try and back Venom around the outside towards the Singapore Sling. It doesn't work, so he's going to back off.
Yeah, that's a good move by Chandler. We'll be curious to see how much pace Chandler actually has on this track. Being 7 seconds behind Jared is going to be quite tough. I mean, Jared and Hugo are both so good. So that is going to be one hell of a gap to try to come back from. But if there is anybody that can put himself back in the race, I think it is Chandler. So it'll be interesting to watch the rest of the race here.
Most definitely, and it does look like it's coming out that move that Taylor pulled on Maverick was intentional. He was intentionally trying to wreck him. So Stews are not going to take that too kindly.
Yeah, I mean, you see a lot of action. You see a lot of unintentional contact, especially in a split 2 race. But in a split 1 race, you see accidental contact. You don't see as much, so you would assume if Chandler picks up another 3-second time penalty. You don't generally see stuff like that, so that is quite unfortunate. We're gonna have to see what the ruling is after the race and move on from there.
And it looks like Ham's all over the back of Meanfern, so we're going to go on board with Ham, see if he can make a move down the straight.
Ooh.
And when he gets a good run on Meanfern, so he's going to open that DRS, go into overtake mode, and see he's going to try around the inside of that corner. He's going to try and get the outside of this corner. He's going to try and break clear. He does. Oop, and they make contact, rubbing. But Ham's going to get past him into P7 goes Ham.
Yeah, sometimes you'll see with these top guys, you'll see them assert their dominance. And this happens across all races where they're just ready to get a move on and they'll try to pass you at all costs. I've been victim of some of these top runners in some races. As Jared picks up a 3-second time penalty. So that is kind of unfortunate to see. When you do have guys that are racing that aggressively to get back to where they are, but it is part of racing, and I'm glad to see that there wasn't any major contact. I'm glad to see nobody got pissed off and pulled the Taylor clan. So let's hope the rest of the race runs a little smoother.
And it does look like Chandler is actually gaining on DRC Jared. So it looks like Jared's is running into some difficulties as he's losing time now to Hugo, and he's losing time to Chandler.
Yeah, Jared is losing quite a bit of time to Hugo. I mean, being 5 seconds down when he was in a respectable distance. Although Hugo did have an amazing start to this race, so Things couldn't have gone too much better for Hugo up front to start this race out.
But man, chaos so far in Singapore. We've had an intentional wreck. We've had two DNFs on top of that. So I'm kind of lost for words right now as we're gonna go on board with Deer Hunter. As he's gonna try and catch up to Venom, who I believe is starting to fall back a little bit. He's lost about 2 seconds to Chandler. So I think his tires might actually be starting to fade a bit.
Deer Hunter has, if nothing, been quite consistent this year. He hasn't challenged for podiums very much this year, but he really has.
But he does have a podium.
He does.
He did get a podium at Hungary.
But he is consistently in that 4 to 8 range, competing every week.
And Jared's in the pits. So Jared pitting for hards. He's on the hard compound now. And it looks like Ham's going to jump him. So Ham, the undercut at Singapore is very massive. But be in mind, Ham still does have to make a pit stop. As we're going to be looking for any battles, it looks like Meanford is on the back of Jared, but I think he's going to struggle to keep up with him, considering that Meanford's on 9-lap old hards.
Yeah, Jared might just need a lap to get his tires warmed up, a lap or two. I wouldn't assume that Meanford is going to challenge Jared here at all. I just assume Jared needs a couple laps to get these tires warmed up.
And Deer Hunter's still gaining on New Zealand Venom, so he is definitely making progress on that. Yeah, it losing a little time, but I feel like he should be able to gain it back, as he was a few seconds down earlier.
Yeah, Venom had a good start to the race, but it's kind of slowly fading here. I know he's in P3, but he's been challenged.
Oh, and Chandler goes into the pit lane. Chandler's going for the pits. He's going to put on those hards for the medium to hard strategy. So in comes the Racing Point. Of course, his teammate not here this week due to him being at the actual F1 race in Coda. Fun fact.
Yeah,
B-Dunk's going to move up to 4th. And it looks like Ham's going to jump Chandler, as he was already ahead before the pit stops. But Chandler's actually not that far behind, and Ham's tires will eventually start fading. But now, as it stands, we have Alan Hugo with a 14-second gap over P2, with Deer Hunter in P3, B-Dunk P4, Ham, Chandler, Jared, Meanfern, Sparky, and Ferrari, and that's going to round out the grid so far.
How long do you think the top 4 here on these mediums are going to run for?
It does look like these mediums are starting to fade, so I bet we'll be seeing them coming in soon, especially with Chandler. But Chandler, I think, is going to go trying for that undercut to gain time on Hugo to try and maximize his win potential. Because let's not forget what Sebastian Vettel did in the actual 2019 Singapore race. He pulled a massive undercut on Charles Leclerc to eventually win the race.
Yeah, this gap between Hugo and Venom is absolutely massive. I'll be very interested to see where Hugo comes out at. As it does look, Hugo is going for that 12th lap right now on these mediums. You got
it does look like Jared has caught up.
And B-Dunk in the pits right now.
Oh, and Venom just clipped the wall a bit, or it might have been lag, but Chandler and Venom are starting, not Venom, Jared are starting to battle as Chandler moves back up in the P3 with Ham 5 seconds ahead of him, and Venom's going to be coming out about 4 seconds behind them. But Jared, he is all over the back of that Racing Point gearbox.
Yeah, you gotta let Oh, Chandler hits a wall a bit. You gotta like the position of Chandler and Jared right now. Oh, I wonder if
Chandler just
really
slowed
got
down.
some damage. Let me go ahead and try to check out and see.
It doesn't look like it.
He's got
I think that
both
might have been an
end plates.
intentional. It might have been a strategy thing, honestly, to
No, he
try
made
and follow his.
He made contact with the wall coming out of that turn, right? So that's what I was checking to see if he did have any damage. Doesn't look like it'd be anything too severe, but at this point, when you're trying to get back up the battle for first, any sort of damage or any sort of slowdown is definitely going to hurt him.
It was definitely a weird move to see him pull off to the side and just let Jared go by him. He might have a pace issue, that's why he's just not even going to fight him. But we'll find out. And Ferrari picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. And it looks like Deer Hunter and the sister car Meanfern are currently battling for P7 with Sparky just ahead of them.
Yeah, this is a race that seems like outside of Andrew Hugo, it does seem like who is in the pits. It does seem like a race that some penalties
Hugo is now on the hards.
Yeah.
Hugo made his pit stop. So that's going to be his final pit stop of the race unless something unforeseen happens.
Yeah. Coming up.
And it looks like B-Dunk got... Oh, and B-Dunk and Deer Hunter are currently battling for 8th right now as he comes out of the pits. But B-Dunk's going to get ahead. So... Deer Hunter, oh, he's going to make a move on me, and he makes an amazing move by B-Dunk. Good job on him. As they're going to be going for a three-way battle for 7th currently, as they're going to try and catch up to... Oh, and he makes contact with Meanfern. Meanfern spins. Meanfern is around. It looked like he made contact with B-Dunk, who was trying to take the outside. That will definitely have to be reviewed. But it looks like B-Dunk got away unscathed.
Pit on the first or second lap here. So he was probably going to have to make a stop anyway, but I'm sure he wasn't looking to make one this soon.
Exactly, but I don't think he has any damage. Yeah, he actually got away with no damage, surprisingly. So it looks like he will be carrying on his merry way, as people like to say. But Deer Hunter is going to try and capitalize on that error by B-Dunk and try to catch B-Dunk and hopefully overtake him. And things as they stand right now, Jared is ahead of Chandler, who is behind Ham, who is behind Hugo.
Yeah, Hugo definitely looks to be in the best shape right now, especially with him gonna have to pit here, and him not able to really catch him at the current time. So, I mean, Hugo looks to have.
Ooh, and B-Dunk's got to run on Sparky. B-Dunk's gonna go for the move on the straight with DRS. Is he gonna make a move? He's gonna go to the inside. Now he's going to have the outside going into this turn, and he's going to get the move done on Sparky. So that's what he needed with 8 lap older, younger tires to the older of Sparky. But now Deer Hunter's going to want to have some of Sparky as he's on hards. Yep, and Sparky's just going to let him go. So I don't know what is up with drivers and just letting people go. It might just be a courtesy thing, saying, hey, I know this track's difficult. I don't really want to battle you. But Sparky's tires are definitely aging, so he might be pitting soon.
Yeah, Sparky was another one of the racers that started on the softs, correct?
I think so, yes. Yes, he started P4 on the softs.
So that looks like a very difficult strategy right now. As you had Hugo on lap 15 on the hards come out with the fastest lap.
He's definitely looking good. Probably going to be set for a race win if he can keep it clean. See if we can find any battles. Is Chandler... Oh, somebody just lost some wing. Is it Chandler? Chandler just lost some wing. Chandler's missing his front left end plate. He hit where he hit earlier, and this time he got wing damage.
Yeah, that's definitely unfortunate for him. That does probably put the P3 battle in between Venom and Ham if Chandler is really starting to struggle here. So.
Well, bear in mind, Ham is going to have more pace when he does pit for those brand new medium tires. So maybe he'll be able to catch up to Jared, who's going to be taking the provisional P2. Maybe he can catch up to him and give him for a run for his money. And is Chandler going to swing into the pits here? No, he's going to keep on carrying on. But Venom is starting to slowly catch him, as Venom doesn't have any wing damage. And he has fresher hard tires. And it does look like Venom is closing that gap on Chandler. So Chandler definitely struggling with that missing end plate. I don't know, it looks like Ferrari Nuts on the back of Meanfern now. Meanfern with 15 lap old tires. His tires are definitely starting to wear. He's going to be looking at a pit stop soon. But Ferrari Nut, haven't spoke much about him this race. Let's see, last week he crashed out early, so he actually joined us in the booth for the remainder of the race. But now he was sitting in last for a while until Sparky just made his recent pit stop for hards. So now he's all over the back of Meanfern trying to make a move.
Yeah, he does look to try to make up a position here. It's going to be tough for him to do much more than that. But, you know, every point does count here at the bottom of the grid, and especially with 3 guys out, you know, it's well worth it to put up that fight here at the bottom of the grid here.
Oh, and Meanfern gets a little loose. There goes all of his progression that he made on Meanfern. So we're on lap 17 currently. Ugh. So I'm trying to like talk. It's kind of difficult with all the action that's been going on these past 17 laps. As we're going to keep on board with the battle between Meanfern and Ferrari Nut. Ferrari Nut's already closed up that gap to Meanfern, but be in mind of the dirty air effect. He's going to lose a lot of downforce following that Red Bull. But hopefully he can make a move on this straight that's coming up.
Yeah, you wouldn't think that 5-lap fresher tires would make that big a difference if they're on hards. But they really truly do at this point in the race. Meanfern, like I said, it's going to be quite a stretch. He went in on lap 1 or 2. It's going to be quite a stretch for him to try to get the rest of the race. If I were Ferrari Nut, I would just kind of remain careful and pick my moment. This is going to be really hard for him to catch Deer Hunter, so he's really only looking at P8 right now, and he's got plenty of laps to do it. So I wouldn't want, if I was Ferrari, not to try to press the issue right now. I'd look for him to try to remain safe. Though it is hard to do when you do get the DRS coming out of some of these straights and having a lot of opportunities to overtake.
Yep, Meanford, I believe he's going to make another stop around lap 20, 21, or 22 even, to put on those medium tires and hopefully maybe catch back up to Ferrari now and give him battle, give him a run for his money in the final few laps of this race.
Yeah, we hate to see it, and I've been on board with Ferrari for a little bit here now. He is making some small mistakes while chasing down Meanford. He really doesn't have much reason to push the issue at this point. You really assume to just kind of take your time here and not try to press as hard as he is.
Oh, and Meanford gets a little loose. And he makes the move stick.
I wonder if Ferrari not made a little contact with him behind there.
It didn't seem so on the stream.
Okay.
Oh, and Meanford gets loose. I mean, not Meanford. Ferrari gets loose, and Meanford's gonna claw back onto the back of him.
Ooh, Meanford takes a little bit of the corner there and locks up, so it looks like the pressure did kind of get to him there.
Oh, Ferrari nuts kind of struggling on those hards. He does have the green wrench on his telemetry. Is he pitting aside? No, he's not. But Meanford all of a sudden lost about 1.5 seconds to Ferrari nut.
Yeah, Meanford did hit the wall coming out of the corner. He locked up. He was starting to struggle. I think you're probably going to see Meanford just kind of drop back and finish out the race, try to get that P9, hope somebody else that's left on the grid here crashes out and maybe pick up another place or so. But I think at this point, the challenge between him and Ferrari will probably finish up.
Alright, and on to Ham Newton, who actually made his final pit stop of the race for the medium compound tires. He is going to finish the race on these compounds, but he is down in 7th, so he is going to have to make a lot of ground if he wants a chance at that podium today. He was looking good at starting at pole.
Yeah, it's that soft strategy, I think, just wasn't the right call here. And he wasn't able to create enough distance at the beginning of the race for it to really pay off. So we are going to see, you are going to see him probably make a run on Deer, but he may be able to challenge B down. So it's going to be really hard to get any further than that.
What? I think Bianc might have to make another stop. But he might go on the soft compound tire.
Yeah.
As his tires are 8 laps old.
So, you will probably see in the next couple laps here a battle between Ham and Deer Hunter. So I think realistically, the best you're going to see the pole sitter Ham in is 5th place here, unless something crazy happens. So,
Meanford finally goes into the pits. So Meanford's going to strap on those medium compound tires.
Chandler did pick up another penalty. He's got quite a few penalties. I'm going to check that right now and see.
Ooh, he gets really loose out of that turn.
Yeah, I'm going to check.
Venom's still hunting him down.
Yeah, I'm going to check Venom's penalties versus Meanford here and kind of take a look.
And Ham has closed down 3 seconds on Deer Hunter, as Deer Hunter is on 8 lap old hards, while Ham is on 1 lap old medium, so he's definitely going to be charging that gap heavily. And he's within a second now, so he's going to have DRS coming up onto the straightaway. So you can see the countdown coming for his DRS. He's going to kick it into overtake, gain as much time as he can down the main straight. As right in front of Deer Hunter is the man of B-Dunk. So he might be able to pick up P5 quickly here. I think he's going to be looking at a move on Deer Hunter coming up on the straightaway. Can he get a better run? It's going to be close. It doesn't look like he's going to get a better run at all. But they both have DRS, but Ham is gaining slightly. Is he going to go for a move here? No, he's going to slot into the racing line. As they're going to come into the slow section of the course. And he's going to be all over the back of Deer Hunter. He's saving up his DRS. He's in 0 right now.
So we do have Chandler with 9 seconds of penalties here on this track. That puts Venom well within striking range of Chandler. Chandler would need one hell of a run to hold on to that podium position.
Yeah, and I don't think that's happening with him today. And Ham all over the back of that Toro Rosso still. Is he going to make a move here? No, he's not. He's not going to make a move like Michael Schumacher. He's going to back out, try to get that better run into the chicane. But I think he's just going to sit as a passenger until that main straight. Main straight's when he's definitely going to be able to strike. As Deer Hunter gets a little bit of a bad run out of that chicane. See what they go under the grandstand. But he's still all over that Toro Rosso of Deer Hunter. And Deer Hunter is all over the back of B-Dunk. So we have a 3-way battle for P5 right now.
Yeah, and there's no way.
Oh, and Ham gets a really good run. Ham gets a really good run. Deer Hunter's going to go to the inside defend, but he's going to move back up. He's going to move back up. He's going to cut him off. Ham, he's going to try to switch back, get a better run. He's in overtake still. Is he going to try to move into the fast right-hander? He is. Are they going to make contact? No, slightly. He's going to have to back out of that. He's going to lose a massive amount of time to Deer Hunter, who's going to still chase that rear of B-Dunk.
Yeah, I think if I was Ham right now, I would wait until B-Dunk has to go into the pits and then try to make my move on Deer Hunter. Or at least let Deer Hunter try to make a move on B-Dunk before I started trying to move up the grid here.
Exactly. Like Ricardo says, I like him vulnerable. And that's what Ham needs right now. He needs to have Deer Hunter vulnerable out of DRS where he can't at least keep the pace in without a draft. But it does look like Deer Hunter made a little mistake, so he's going to lose a lot of time to beat him, but he's still within that 1 second range.
Yeah, this is definitely the battle on track, this 5, 6, 7 battle currently.
Yeah, it's like one of the only battles we've had all race, unfortunately. Oh, and Ham runs a little wide into that chicane. He's going to get a better run. He's going to shift up early. Deer taps that wall. Oh, and Ham gets a really good run out on the main straight. He's going to click on that DRS. So does Deer. He's going to try the move he tried earlier. Deer's going to swing through this. He's going to dummy him. The dummy move.
Oh, and he picked up a 3-second time penalty, which could be absolutely huge. Now that Ham picked up that time penalty, now Ham needs to get a move on. Now Ham
and Deer Hunter
needs to
locks up. He's going to have the better run on Deer Hunter.
Possible.
He's going to open his DRS. He's going to kick into overtake once again. Can he make a move? He's going to dummy him again. But Deer Hunter races in real life. He knows when to look for these moves. He's going to try around the outside. Deer Hunter runs over the curb. So does Ham.
He's going to get him.
He's going to have the inside to this corner. He's going to get him, yeah. No, they're still running side by side. They're barging and banging. Deer Hunter's going to have the inside to this turn. But Ham's going to get him, but he gets a little loose.
No, he gave him contact.
Oh, and he lets him by. He lets him by. He does let him by.
Yeah, Deer Hunter got up alongside Ham there. Made some contact with him coming out of that turn. That may be a reviewable item. We'll have to find out. It did look like Deer was just kind of trying to make his position back up, but that's some borderline moves there. It's no Taylor Command, that's for sure.
But it was a great battle between those two. Definitely what we want to see, some clean driving between those two. Even though they were banging and barging a little bit, You know, it was still a relatively clean battle, but Ham's not done yet. He's still over the back of Deer Hunter. He wants that P6.
Yeah, Ham's gonna need to make a move soon and start making up some time. It's gotta happen here soon.
B-Dunk swings all the way to the inside to try and avoid the draft.
Yeah, it almost looks like B-Dunk is gonna try to stretch these mediums the way it looks right now, which is really causing some issues for Hunter.
Oh, and there goes Ham down the inside, but it's not going to work again. He's going to lose time to Deer once again.
Yeah, it looks like Ham and Deer Hunter are definitely being impeded by B-Dunk in front. But with
Deer Hunter's looking at B-Dunk.
Yeah,
is he going to try moving to the right-hander? No, but Ham's going to close back up on him. He's going to be all over the back of the Toro Rosso gearbox.
7 laps to go. You're definitely going to see B-Dunk, I think, try to stretch these mediums 19 laps. So we'll see how that kind of pays off for him here. But he's doing a good job holding up Deer and Ham right now.
I personally don't see those mediums lasting, in my opinion, considering that the hards barely lasted 19 laps before Mean Fern pitted.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be tough for him to try to hold these guys off. But at this point, I don't know how you pit with 6 laps to go. I just don't
could go for the
it.
fastest lap.
Yeah.
Could go on the softs, go for the fastest lap.
Yeah, but I don't see him giving up the positions. I think we're going to have a nice little fight here with 5, 6, and 7 for the rest of the race.
And Ham's still trying to find a way around that Toro Rosso Deer Hunter. We have 10 viewers now, so hello everybody. If you're just tuning in for the first time, this is BRL Split 1 at Singapore. We have about 6 laps to go in this Singapore Grand Prix. We have a current battle for P5 as Venom starting to close up on Chandler. Being in mind, Chandler does have wing damage. Ooh, and Ham tries to swing wide and get that better run on Deer, and he does. He's going to gain some time on him. Let's see if he can get a good run into the straightaway. He does. He's going to cut really sharp. He's going to have a really good run on Deer Hunter. Is he going to try and move down the inside?
Yes.
He's going to be on the outside, but he's going to get boxed in by B-Dunk.
B-Dunk's going to hold him up.
Oh. B-Dunk runs wide. He swings back out in front.
I think Ham had that move done on Deer, but B-Dunk held him up on the inside. You don't generally see somebody a position ahead of you holding you up and preventing you from taking a position like that. This is a hell of a little battle they're having here.
Yeah, but it was a really good tactical move by B-Dunk, making sure that Ham and Deer did not get past him, making sure he had that racing line. Because Ham gets a little bit loose onto the back straight, so he's going to definitely lose some time here.
Yeah, it's got to be frustrating for him on 6-lap tires. Oh, B-Dunk picked up a 3-second time penalty. That's huge. That's absolutely huge.
And then Canada King, if you want to do your thing, take some pictures. This is probably some pictures you want to take right here. It's the battle. Oh, and B-Dunk goes into the pits. He's definitely going to go for those softs and go for the fastest lap down. So now, Deer Hunter, vulnerable. What Ham needs.
Ham needs
as Daniel Ricciardo would say,
Deer Hunter as quickly as possible so he can get that 3-second lead that he has in penalties now. So look for him to try to dispatch of Deer as quickly as possible.
And he has DRS and Deer doesn't, and he's going to go on the inside, and Deer Hunter can't do anything. So Deer Hunter is going to try and defend down the inside. Nope, he's just going to let Ham by. So Ham takes P5 of the race, but bear in mind he does have that 3-second time penalty, so he's definitely going to have to stretch out that gap. But amazing racing by these three in that battle. That battle was phenomenal. And B-Dunk gets another 3-second time penalty. Whew, I need to take a breath real quick. That's some intense commentating. So it looks like Venom is starting to catch up to the back of Chandler.
Yeah, and Venom's probably got to know that Venom having no time penalties, Chandler having 9 seconds in time penalties. Venom's probably got to know that he just needs to finish out this race, finish close to Chandler, and he'll be on the podium.
Yeah, it'll be his first career podium.
Yeah, it will be his first podium in the BRL.
And the way it stands, it's an all-oceanic podium. Just thought you might want to know that. Because with Chandler's penalties, he's going to get booted down to 4th. And Jared and Venom and Hugo are all from the oceanic region of the world.
Yeah, you'd imagine Venom not trying to press Chandler too much at this point. Although, he does seem to. I mean, he's been closing the gap for a little while, but you would assume wouldn't want anything crazy to happen, with the two of them. So maybe if he has a clear run, they'll take it. But I'm gonna assume that he's gonna really try to challenge him here, and he'll just slide in and take his podium position.
And Pogs, if you'll check your Discord right now, as I'll take over the commentating reins. And personally, I think Venom's just going to let Chandler do his thing, sit in 3rd. And I think he's just going to ride it home. But he is within 2/10 now, so he could be looking at a move. Be in mind that he is saving up ERS, and Chandler does have wing damage, so he's going to be at a deficit on the straights. As Venom's going to kick it up in the overtake, he's going to try and move on Chandler here. Can he make it the same place as Ham? He's going to try around the outside. He's going to break late. Chandler still cuts him off. Ooh, but Chandler gets a little loose, runs wide. But he's going to have the inside of that corner.
So, Ham is 1.3 seconds up on Deer. He's got 3 laps to strike the double that lead to keep P5. What do you think his chances are doing that?
Considering that Deer Hunter has 16 lap old tires, it's possible. If he really pushes himself, it is definitely possible. As we're looking at Chandler and Venom battle right now, great result for the two Hasses so far. They're looking really strong around here, as Venom's all over the back of that racing point. And Pogs, did you receive my Discord message?
Yes, I received it, and I told you to fight me. So,
okay.
As soon as we're off stream, let's fight. Ham picks up a 13-second time penalty.
Oh, no. There goes his possible chances.
Going to seal it pretty much for Deer Hunter here, I do believe.
Oh, and Venom's making a move on Chandler. He's going to have the inside down into turn 5, I believe. Yep, and he's going to make it sick. Venom gets past Chandler. Chandler runs extremely well.
Wow. Those tires are giving up for Chandler. They are done. He shouldn't be much threat for the guys behind. Although Chandler does have 9 seconds. And Deer, I don't think, has a penalty. So he's
Deer could be looking at P4.
9. Yeah, Deer is close to that P4 spot. If Chandler keeps struggling here in these last few laps, Deer could pull in to that 9-second gap there. Let me check real quick to make sure Deer doesn't have a penalty. I'll kind of go from there.
Let me take a minute to appreciate Ferrari at 23 lap old hards. I believe Ferrarino was one of the people who didn't start on those soft compounds. And he made that early pit stop because of the softs and how quickly they fade. And now look at him. He is in P8 with 23 lap old hards. Incredible ahead of him. As we're on the penultimate lap, it looks like it's going to be a successful day for the McLaren of Alan Hugo. And also a pretty good day for... Oh, he's going to go for fastest lap. Watch this. He's going to throw on the softs. He's going to change his wing, and he's going to go for fastest lap.
Yeah,
he's going to try and maximize his points.
Deere does have 3 seconds in time penalties as well. So Ham has 6.
He is 3 seconds behind.
Deere's
3 seconds behind him.
Deere needs to make up that 0.3 seconds here in the next 2 laps. And Deere can put himself in a P4 position.
So now I do have to ask, who is your driver of the day?
Oh, this is a tough one, actually. It's extremely tough. For me, it's between Alan Hugo and Venom. Because I think Venom had a great race coming from P7. He put himself in good position. But Hugo made such a good run at the beginning of the race to put himself in P1. Even though Hugo's only gone up 1 spot, I just like the way he raced. We haven't talked much about him. He's been clean. I'm going to go with Hugo this race. Your virtual victor here.
I couldn't agree more. He's driven a basically picture-perfect race today. Exactly what he needed. All he needed. He got past the Haas of Ham Newton, who did start on the faster compound, but his tires were fading quickly, and he capitalized that and just took off from Jared and everybody else, and I'd have to give it to him. He did an amazing job today. So yeah, driver of the day would have to be Hugo in my mind. As Hugo's coming into the 3rd sector soon, as he is on his final lap of this Singapore Grand Prix. It's been an eventful one, an interesting one with some questionable incidents. It's been action-packed. We've loved having you and all of our 11 viewers stop by today to come and enjoy this with us. Oh, and there's the yellow sector 3. What's this about?
Yeah, Meanford went off. Hugo's behind him. Meanford just kind of went off to the side there. You got Hugo.
And Hugo coming through the last few corners.
There you go.
And it does look like Ham's going to hold on to that 4th place. It's coming around the final corner. Comes Hugo to win the Singapore Grand Prix. The fireworks going off. He is your winner today. Followed shortly behind is DRC Jared picking up another podium. Good result for the Kiwi driver as well. Oh, and he wrecks across the line. Perfect. Next to come up is Venom. His first career podium today. Amazing drive by him. He fought his way hard. He was doing everything he needed to do. He got by Ham. Well, not Ham. Chandler. Which was really good for him. And yeah. Next across the line is going to be his teammate, ERS Ham Newton. And then here comes Deer Hunter. Is Deer Hunter going to pick up P4? No, he isn't. So Ham's going to stick to that P4. Here comes Chandler. And he's on a hot lap, so he's actually going for the quickest lap right now.
Yeah, I think that B-Dunk may.
Oh, and he gets loose.
Yeah, I think B-Dunk may pass Chandler here on penalties.
But B-Dunk does have a lot of penalties. We'll see right here. Does he have it? No, he does not get past Chandler. We'll wait for Ferrarino, the last finisher of this race. Ferrarino, we haven't talked much about him, but he's been doing really well. He's going for a fast lap as well. So
yeah,
it should be interesting.
Had some issues early. Ferrarino does generally end up with getting in some trouble, and it was nice to have him last week, despite some issues he had on track. But I'm glad to see he finished the race and picked up a few points.
Exactly. And so your victor today, Alan Hugo, for the 2nd time this season. He's only 2, I believe, of his races in BRL. He has missed the podium. a great percentage by my standards. Really well result for the young Kiwi as he raises the Singapore Winners Trophy high in the air, as now we get ready for the champagne to top off an amazing race. Alright, so we're going to go over your race results for today. Alan Hugo is going to take the victory with DRC Jared, Venom, rounding out your podium with Ham, Deer Hunter, Chandler, B-Dunk, Ferrari Nut, Mainfern, Sparky, rounding out your finishers, your DNFs, Maverick, Taylor, and Boss Cookie. As I'm gonna start to get our drivers into this chat for the post-race interview questions. An amazing race today. A lot of chaos, but other than that, quite the spectacle today. As Singapore always delivers. Alright, boys, make sure once you come in here, you are checking that box. Make sure you are checking the box for the post-race interview questions.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yo, Hugo,
I don't know if it's the right one.
Attitude. We need this. You just want to race. Now you're giving a man some attitude. You're just trying to assert your dominance everywhere, or what?
Alright, so we're going to start the post-race interview questions. Hopefully you checked the right box. So Pogs, take it away.
What? That was my question. I was just going to ask Alan Hugo why he has to assert his dominance all over the track.
Well, I guess I did a lot of practice for this race. More practice than I would for BRL. I was practicing like 4 days ago, so yeah. Yeah, it paid off, clearly. Didn't look like Chandler was doing as much practice as he normally did, so I was able to get on top of that, and yeah, I'm happy that it was an Asia Pacific 1, 2, 3, which is good. We were all in the party together, so yeah, good stuff.
Do you think that getting ahead of the soft runners early was pretty key to where you ended up here and having that nice gap in first for most of the race?
Not really, to be honest. I was gonna be patient with it. I wasn't gonna do anything stupid on Newton, but yeah. I don't think it was that crucial that we got past that early because they had to do the 2-stop anyway. But yeah.
Well, Hugo, you didn't give me any sort of fun and excitement tonight that you generally did, but I'm very glad that you won, and it was a great race. Congratulations.
Cheers. Thank you.
Blue flag?
All right, on to second place, DRC Jared. Back on the podium. Sorry there, I was enjoying a refreshing Subway cookie. So Jared, you had a pretty solid race today. You had a few battles. How was the race in your point of view?
Pretty shithouse. Got a really bad start, and that put me a long way behind Hugo, and then I passed the soft runners and I was catching Hugo, and then I wasn't paying attention on the exit the penultimate corner, changed my battery and hit the wall. So the pit for a front wing. So and if you don't have the same lap tyres as the car ahead, or they're slightly worse, you just lose out so much because the tyre drop off is so inconsistent. So I pushed when I could, but then they just dropped off, so I kind of had to check up the white flag. So, but yeah, Hugo's pace was good, so GG to him, and GG to Venom getting P3.
Alright, and Pogs, if you want to round it out.
Yeah, Venom, it's your first podium here in BRL. We've mentioned you quite a bit. You do seem to be quite competitive there, and the top runners. We were really impressed with kind of the strategy and how everything played out for you. How did it look on your end?
Just to correct you on the podiums, it's my second podium. But yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
see, it was blue flag. Blue flag is supposed to be the professional in this party, and he's the one that ruined it.
Whoops.
So I will put that there.
Whoops.
Well, congratulations on your second podium.
Alright, so yeah, I mean the race, it was pretty boring on my end, I gotta say. So, I mean, I got past Chandler first lap, and I stayed in front of him until like lap 9. Passed me. He undercutted me, but I don't know what happened to him. I think he broke his front wing, so I just caught up to him in the space of about 15 laps. Yeah, got past him. Third. Yep, that's my race.
Yep.
Props to
A
Congratulations.
phenomenal race for all of you. Phenomenal race for all of you. A Asia Pacific 1, 2, 3. Congrats all of you. Make sure you tune into Split 2 on Monday here at Singapore, and then back on Split 1, same time frame with me and Pogs once again. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Gamer Grind Co., Into the AM, Rogue Energy, and Vertigear. Make sure you guys tune into the next race, and we will catch you later.